Welcome to RollFare, a D&D podcast. As always, we will be introducing ourselves, and thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. Don't want to let that go by the wayside, but we'll be introducing ourselves as always. My name's Devin. I am the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan, and I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Arden, the Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Sheru, the Tortle Cleric.
I'm Ben. I play Reyna, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah. I am playing Asar, the Fire Genasi.
And based on where we left off last time, we can't take you anywhere.
just do it. Just dump it.
Every freaking time. It's the worst. I'm sorry.
Jeez, Brad.
I can't have, just enjoy the sound.
You were supposed to do this like 5 minutes ago.
I know. I was trying to hurry and I didn't.
Unforgivable.
Thanks.
Oh, shoot. That TPKI threatened? It's happening now. Jeez.
Nobody can see anything that's going on.
Yeah, but they can hear it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it depends on how well.
We're sorry for Brad's rudeness.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. Anyway, based on where we left off last time, the party has been traveling to the north, trying to make it to the city of Nylea, which is far to the north of the Mayashande River. And as they were journeying, they've come across some signs of a fire that might be in the region, and they also have found a campsite, essentially. They saw a distant fire in the night. And Alton and Kaiji went to investigate, and Alton had a very rude conversation with this poor gnomish individual.
Totally fine.
It was fine, yeah.
Basically, every conversation he's ever had in his life has gone like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fair enough. Ryan played Alton in character and had a rude conversation with this poor gnome. And they found out that this gnome's name was Urinaya, and they have agreed to help him with a task of seeking out what's called the Makisi swampfish, and which apparently is a very large fish, but is dormant at this time of the year. So we are picking up where we left off there, with them having made this agreement for some rare components, and you guys are now in Urin's camp. And what are you doing?
And knowledge about the spell that has those components that
It's true.
I thought he packed up the camp.
Oh, that's right. He did pack up the camp.
And we were.
And you guys are about to head out. So.
Sit north, yes. Well, let's be off then.
I'm very excited.
This should be.
Rather not waste any more time than we need to.
Mr. Urin, what exactly do you need the mucus for?
Well, excuse me. I like to experiment, to tinker. And sometimes I experiment with potions and other alchemical ingredients. Other times I tinker with spells and spellcraft.
Me too.
I can see that. And I just want to see what this stuff will do. Not easy to get.
So there's no prior information that says that this does anything.
Well, there's no prior information that says anything does anything. You just figure it out, right?
What do you think?
Who would have thought that Papyrus could make paper?
He's got a point. Someone's got to try it first.
Papyrus makes.
And he's not dead yet.
I don't think Papyrus makes paper.
I don't think Papyrus makes paper.
Reeds make papyrus.
Reeds make papyrus, and papyrus is paper.
Papyrus is a plant.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
papyrus reed.
I thought Papyrus was like
Alright.
the name of the paper, but
Yeah, same
Well,
here.
it is too.
It's also a font.
Jeez, you uncultured swine. I've been studying Egypt for so long.
And technically, they're not fonts, they're typefaces.
You had a type face.
we apologize for any historical inaccuracies
In our fictional
in our
world.
fictional world.
Yeah.
In this world,
Papyrus makes paper.
There's our title.
Papyrus makes paper.
So what do you think this mucus will accomplish?
No idea.
What does the mucus do in the fish? Does it have paralytic properties? Is it venomous?
Never seen one, so don't know.
Oh lord.
Is
I
it
am
worth a lot of
excited.
money, at least?
Could be.
Can I make a survival or knowledge nature check to
Sure.
know what the fish does? 13.
13. Okay.
Terrible.
So I would say you've heard of the swamp fish. Excuse me, the swamp fish before, but you're not super familiar with what it is. It's pretty rare and very much only found in this region. So it's not something that has cousins or anything that are relatable outside of this area. So
It exists.
you know it exists, and you know that they are large, and during the wet season, they're quite dangerous.
Do they burn? And is there a temple of Ivamar nearby?
That is great.
That was the problem last time. The
That
fish
was
wasn't
good.
big enough, right?
Oh my goodness.
Perhaps the mucus might be flammable, but
In my experience, mucus is usually not flammable, but
I mean, there's
In
certain
my
creatures-
experience, fish cook up really well with fire, so
oh, of course, yes. That's
Yeah, maybe we'll get a decent meal out of this.
a rare treat, I'm sure. Let's go.
So, do you have a plan for tracking this, or are we just wandering in the desert to in the place that they're supposed to be?
Yes.
Well, we are going to be walking in a certain direction, and if we come upon one, that's fantastic. And if not, we'll have to apologize, part ways, and we must continue on our journey.
Totally fine. Totally fine. My theory is that if we find water, we'll find the fish.
well, what are we waiting for?
I mean, water is a little dangerous when I'm around, but we can.
just don't drink the water.
Oh, that's true. I don't have to drink it.
I don't
Well,
recommend it.
you kind of do. If
Oh,
you
that's-
don't want to die of thirst.
You got a good point. Well, I'm excited about this spell that he knows.
I just start walking north.
I think that's a yes. Let's go.
I was under the impression we were walking, but okay.
So you start walking north. The party begins to follow, and the conversation dies off a little bit.
I walk up to
Urin.
Urin. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget again. I walk up to Urin. Urin.
I'm listening.
Oh, so where do you hail from?
Well, kind of all over. I travel a lot, but I do have a workshop down in Kushako.
And in this workshop, you just sell your discoveries.
More or less.
Interesting. And do you by chance know how to make a water-breathing potion?
No, naturally.
Do you have any on you that might be able
No, not at all.
Okay, well, I'll have to come visit you in your shop to get some. I have plans.
Perhaps. Perhaps we can arrange that, assuming everything works out well.
Yes, I'm a little worried about the smoke. It seems to be getting thicker as we travel north.
Yes. I hadn't noticed, but now that you point it out, that does look like it could be a problem.
It's a good thing that you can create water, right?
Yes, I do have that spell prepared.
So I'm still bringing up the rear. While we're walking, can I see if he has any loose valuables?
Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Okay. I need the red one for this. 15?
15. I would say that you're able to see, like, what would be the equivalent of a coin purse kind of sticking out there. Could be something in there. With that check, you can tell that there's something jangling in there. Doesn't quite sound like money. And then you also are able to see. Go ahead and make a.
Oh, I should have done guidance.
Yep.
Make a nature check for me as well.
All right, I'll do guidance on that one. Now that I remembered. Oh, that's great. That's 22.
Okay. So as you're looking at him, you see kind of on his, kind of tucked into his belt, small, almost like handcrafted figurines that are ivory white. Ooh. So, as you guys continue to make your way north, you travel for probably another 2.5 hours.
I'd like to ask him.
Okay, go ahead.
So Urin. So Urin, as someone that knows magic, how much magic do you know? Is it something you do often? Is it something you're trying to learn more of?
Well, I mean, I tinker and learn things. I mean, I guess you could say I know lots, but compared to others, maybe not so much.
Well, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I've been learning rather quickly recently about certain formulas to create certain spells, and do you by chance have any scrolls or anything like that do you have any information about any any magic other than that one that I asked you about the components for?
Well, yes, but a mage's secrets are his own.
I understand. I'm kind of trying to gather as much as I can and learn as much as I can and trying to spread it beyond what the current religious, groups want it spread. I'm kind of trying to make a library and teach other people magic. I think that would be really...
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah. It could be great, though.
You're creating... I can speak.
Your Shrew gets just so excited that he can't even talk.
Sorry. You're creating a library?
I want to, yes. I want to create a place where anybody can learn magic.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Do you mind if I join you on this and then...
That would be wonderful, yes. You're a gatherer of information. I'm trying to gather information about
yes,
mainly spells.
I don't have very many spells, but I will gather information.
Well,
I know everything has a price. I understand. I would never want to shortchange you and make anything. But if there were something you have and the price is right, then I'd very much be interested, either now or in the future.
well, we'll see how our relationship evolves.
I'm sure we'll be the greatest of
Let's
friends.
just leave it at that.
Yeah, of course.
So far, I must admit, not off to the greatest start. That human bozo over there is not very nice.
He's actually very pleasant once you get to know him.
You must be talking about Raynor. He's the only other human besides Arden here.
You came as a human, right?
No,
I'm a
No,
tiefling.
he's a
now.
tiefling.
Oh,
Right
I
now.
thought you came as a
the guy
human.
he talked to you is
I
not
did.
here.
The night before, I was a
Yeah,
human.
he's
Now
not there
I'm
anymore.
tiefling.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Retcon. Well, you guys are certainly better than the human I met the other night.
Yes,
I don't know how you guys found me, but
Well, the smoke was kind of a dead giveaway, but we're very friendly. I make the best friends. I mean, have you noticed the party that we're with? We're going after a giant fish. Who else would do that? And we'd probably win, I hope.
I hope so too. All I need is a little mucus, you know. If I get that, he starts rubbing his hands together, and he's like, it would make my day. It would make my year.
This pursuit for this mucus is as
Insight
much
check
as
on
my
him.
sure, there you go. As much of a focus for me in spells.
16.
He seems to be genuine and eager and excited.
I'm just wondering, like, if he has... If he... I guess I was trying to figure out if he actually knew what the stuff does and was just trying to...
He doesn't seem to have been lying,
Okay.
at least from what you can tell.
Yeah.
And he just looks at you and says, well, knowledge is a noble pursuit.
Here,
Never have enough.
Yes, a cleric of Uvamar is very
Uvamar, huh?
Yes, yes. It
knowledge.
was more or less by accident.
I see. Well, the gods are fickle sometimes in the way that they choose their acolytes.
You're telling me.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by fickle. I was
I
just
think he's
sharing knowledge, and Uvamar accepted that I wanted to share knowledge.
Well, I just mean, you never know if you're going to be the one picked or some bozo down the street.
I must have been the bozo because I never even thought about being a cleric before I became a cleric.
Well, that's wonderful. May I call you Bozo from now on?
Sure. I mean, I'll just add it to my names of aliases.
Very well, very well. Well, it's a pleasure knowing you, Bozo.
It's a pleasure knowing you, not a pleasure to get to know you.
I mean, he just, kind of got to know him because he was kind of just explaining everything.
we're all friends now, it's fine.
Yes.
He knows him.
Are we friends?
now.
I consider you guys
I think so.
some of my closest friends.
Assuming you're not going to mug me.
That's
We would have done so
I
already.
imagine you would have. You have a keen eye.
I do.
Raina, I need to talk to you. Just a minute. Assad's going to grab him by the hand and just kind of lead him away, just out of earshot from the rest of the party. Raina, I don't trust him, like at all. He just gives me the creepy vibes.
Yes.
I feel like he's leading us to our deaths.
Honestly, I don't think he knows what he's getting into. I'm honestly not sure what we're getting into, but I'm not much of a fisherman myself, so I don't know much about large fish.
Not just the large fish. I mean, just in general. Like he's stringing us along. I believe. There's
that's
the
entirely
spell. There's the
possible.
spell that Auden wants to learn, and he says he knows it. But oh no, he's not going to actually tell us anything. Does he actually know the spell? Are we actually doing anything with him? I don't know. I just get the distinct impression that we should not trust him.
Okay, do you want us to kill him? I know you're against killing, but... Okay,
That
then
was kind of a
he's-
long pause.
Then he's heading north, and we're headed north.
Just if he does anything shifty, please. We should maybe do something about
Yes,
this.
this
That's
is just
what we might do.
coincidental direction, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I honestly, I've met shiftier looking folk that were some of the most trustworthy people in my life, and I've met the most honest looking of people that have stabbed me in the back. So
Correct.
you can't, judge a man by his eccentricities.
Suppose you're right. That's fair. Right, I'm sorry.
And
She
wizards are
composes her hair a
wizards are
little
very eccentric folk. Have you met Arden?
That's true. So in the meantime, while they're having this conversation, I'm trying to help by distracting Urin. And I ask, so I obviously we're on the search for mucus, but you don't happen to have any other pieces or parts of this fish? If I knew what it smelled like, I'd be of more help.
No. I've never seen one.
I figured that was probably the case. So
I've heard of them.
you okay? So our only lead is we're looking for water?
Yes.
All
But,
right.
I mean, water in a big hole.
And the big hole. Oh, okay.
Maybe like 7 to 10 feet wide.
I trust
Alright.
us. I've never heard of a scorpion with a dagger before, but we took that on.
And you don't think that shifting sands would make that?
We're not in the sands. We're in the.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
we're
true.
in
It's
the grassy
in the
area now.
grassland. That's right.
Wetland.
Speaking of which, can I make a survival check, see if I can guide us to a more watery, fishy source?
Sure.
26.
Nice.
Okay. So as you are looking at the land, you see the smoke starting to rise up higher. You're seeing the terrain. So terrain wise, what you're looking at is very much kind of a savanna at this point. You see rolling hills as well. So as you walk up at one hill, you come down, and then pretty much right away there's another hill with a very small valley. And so you're walking up around these hills, and as you crest one of these hills, you see kind of a bit off in the distance, a little bit more towards the east. It looks like there is a lot more green area that way, and obviously a sign that there's probably more water.
I see greenery that way. I believe we might have luck over there to find our water source.
Kind of distance-wise, you're probably like 4 to 5 miles
Okay.
travel-wise before you even get to the
So
closest part.
I just kind of pointed out, and I think that might be our best bet.
You have some good eyes there, Sharu. For someone that's always deep in books.
I mean, I had to survive in the jungle for 15 years, so I learned something
always
better.
forget about that.
Reyna is obviously kind of just trying to keep an eye out for, like, with the smoke. He's a bit worried about the fire, so he's just kind of trying to stay conscious. See if, as the smoke begins to grow, we might be able to catch it. So before it catches us, kind of situation in case we encroach upon burning wildlands.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So go ahead and make a survival check for me as well.
Okay.
Nice.
She only ever remembers for him.
You're right next to me.
It's okay. They're a thing.
Oh shit.
He needs it more.
10.
10? Oh, it's nice not having you in the desert anymore.
I know.
What do you get a plus to your survival?
I get to double my proficiency for
And advantage.
intelligence and wisdom things in
In the desert?
in the desert, and get advantage on
What do you get outside? What is it outside the desert?
It's normal.
just normal stuff.
I'm wondering what the value is.
Oh, I've got a +2 to survival.
I have a
Oh,
plus.
I should start leading people then.
I have a +3. so-
I plan on raising my wisdom.
I've got a plus 6. Maybe I should.
So based on your roll there, you can tell that there's a fire in the distance. But you're also you're distracted a little bit by what Asar told you about Urin, and just kind of concerned that maybe there is something more that you should be worried about that you weren't. So you're not on your A game.
Keeping an eye out on the tricky little bugger.
So as you guys continue traveling, as I had mentioned before, you made it probably about 2.5 hours at this point. You travel a little bit further, and as you come over one of these crests of a hill, you see before you. Let me actually get to the page because I prepared stuff for this. That's not it. There we go. So you see, as you come over this hill, you see a wall of fire blazing towards you, and above that, the flames. And we're talking you're probably like 2 miles out from this fire, and as you are looking kind of out ahead, you see in the distance what looks to be some fairly large birds. 2 miles out, it's not exactly easy to see them, but you can tell that they're large based on what you're seeing. And you can see that the flames are moving towards you very quickly. You probably have maybe 20 minutes before they're right on top of you.
Can I tell if this is magical?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Fudge nugget.
And since I have metagame knowledge, can I make a survival check to see how much stuff I know from my metagame?
I'm going to say at this point, no, not yet.
A giant 8.
Giant 8.
Yep.
You're not sure. Doesn't seem to be magical, but it very well could be.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So, where did I go? There we go. So I am going to have.
So is it north of us?
It is north. Yeah,
So where
directly
we're
north.
All
We're
right.
going to. I suggest
Is
we
the
head
large bird
due
a
east.
vulturous?
Straight around the
Yeah.
How
What does it look like?
Awesome.
with the fire north of us, like how long is the line of fire?
Miles.
Miles, so like even if we tried going to the side,
Jeez.
it'd be really hard to skirt it.
Whichever direction you go. Let's have you make a survival or nature check.
And both are plus
If
6.
we go west.
Guidance. Damn it.
I rolled 18.
18. Why don't I actually have everyone do that, and you all will get advantage.
A what check?
Survival or nature.
Guidance.
Yeah, I'll give myself guidance.
Wow.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nature
And
is
a 4.
actually better. Oh, because it's intelligent. That's why.
Already. That was a terrible roll. Goodbye, dice.
I rolled the
Hey,
highest
22.
possible I could get.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, what'd you get, Ryan?
25.
25.
18.
Thanks to the guy.
18.
23.
23.
I got 18.
Because nature is apparently intelligence.
Even with advantage?
Yeah, I went up to 10.
Gonna bring down the curve here. 8.
Big 8.
14.
Fits that I get.
We're out of the
Roll is on
desert, and
fire.
it's just
True.
So, as you
What are
guys...
these? Are they plants? I don't know.
Is
a
Alton
really new kind
bright
of fire
looking forest over there.
Is
This
Alton
grass? I've never
mesmerized?
seen grass before in my life.
What is
those trees look very red.
It's like, anyone care for a swim?
I just look at those smoky red trees in the distance.
So you guys look out across the plain as a group, and you can see that the fire is just it's wild to the point that you probably can't truly escape this. But you are seeing that off to the east, towards where the greener plants are that you noticed earlier, hence the advantage on the roll. The fire is burning slower, and you can see that it looks like there is a wind picking up from the northeast that's pushing the fire more southwest. At this point, it's pretty clear that the east is probably a safer route to go.
Okay. I'm gonna make a little check for myself. Okay. Got an 18 on my check, so I'm going to share this knowledge.
Well, what were you rolling for?
I have an idea I want to use. I got it from reading some material last night.
Okay. Well, what check are you doing? Like, is it a knowledge check? Is it?
It's a knowledge check.
Okay.
Basically how to fight fires.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to have you do it's going to be a survival check.
The nature or survival are both +6 for me.
Okay.
So I got an 18.
Okay.
So basically I want to do, there's where you burn the brush in front of you, around you, and that gets rid of...
It's a firewall, yeah.
Yeah, it gets rid of... You control that fire before the real fire gets to you.
Okay.
Well, I could light some stuff on fire.
Well, I want to know if I have the knowledge to share that.
Oh.
So I would say with that roll, you would have just kind of from experiences traveling in other savanna areas, as you journeyed among the centaur and the satyr, they taught you some of these tricks. So I would say, yeah, you have some of that.
Okay. We have 2 options. We can run to where it looks like the fire is less intense, or we could try to build a base here where we burn out the brush around us, try to build up a dirt wall, and hunker down. But we have to act fast.
Control flames a little bit. I can also
And
move the earth.
That actually might be
little
really
bit,
helpful to help us hunker down, and we have 20 or so minutes to get here and to make a good base. I think it might be smarter if we stayed where we are and let the fire burn around us.
This goes against every impulse that I have.
Listen, the fire is going to burn this area anyway. We could probably just start it, get it going, and then move into the burned areas and start moving up as you were explaining the earth around us.
I'm not sure which one is a better option. I've never been in the middle of a fire, but we have to act now. Choose now.
I've never been in the middle of a fire that wasn't in a house, so...
I say we run and then we use that as a backup.
If we run, we won't have time to set up. That's what I'm worried about.
I guess I can't really move the... I can make the earth attack for us, but I don't know how well it would... I don't know how it would work.
You can make the earth attack for us?
If it's
Yes.
you have mold earth?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I can burn stuff.
I
It's
can
more
burn
of a
stuff
hand that comes out of the earth, made of earth. That will, yeah.
I don't know how you
I
feel
don't know
would
how
be.
that would, maybe if I
Okay,
could stamp out.
who wants to
yeah.
burn?
I'll burn.
Okay,
I
we're
can-
3.
I can burn as well.
Okay, we're going to burn.
Thought it was exciting when you were
How
doing
how
flame
large of a
stuff.
circle?
As much as
Just-
the more we can burn, the
Alright.
better.
Burn,
And then-
burn
how
to
do
the
we-
southwest.
How do we
so
avoid...
that the wind pushes
then-
it that direction already, and
It's
then we
spreading-
just move into.
I can create
Alright.
water to. So we start a fire. We can't control it. I'll use create water to kind of keep us safe from the fire burning that we start, and we burn a nice clearing area, and then we get into the middle of that cleared area.
Yeah, you could create water on all of us and just get everyone really wet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I
well
say
that...
we hold on to
Although I don't
that
need that,
until
I'm
the
good
actual
with
fire comes. But seriously, let's start burning to the south of us. Just let the wind push it, because
Yes.
the fire is going to come
That's
through
true,
here
yeah.
anyway. It's going to burn
If
anyway.
it's uncontrolled, it's
Let's
fine.
just
Let's go.
All right,
do control
I'll go ahead
burn.
and start doing that with my burning hands.
All this preparation I did just.
I'm sorry. I should have shared this idea earlier.
That's okay.
So
That's the whole point of being a DM.
I know.
firebolt as much as they can help, you know. I'm sure Alton.
That's why my notes got deleted earlier.
So if the fire's a little less than 20 minutes away now, and we start using actions, which are we can do like 10 actions per minute, basically, right?
Yes. I'm gonna just kind of have it be a skill check here, and then
Okay.
if you're wanting to use spells, you can kind of magnify that. So go ahead and let's have you guys do a group survival check.
Because we all also have like our little tinder boxes
Yeah,
and set fires.
you guys are like, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
like firebolt.
Do you need a trench?
Can I do guidance to myself too?
That's actually good. If you do,
Well,
Not in the same.
you essentially get
Yeah.
guidance to one person.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
that's
guidance is
a
an
wonderful
action.
idea,
that's actually
Kaiji.
not bad.
Whatever.
the dice dig a trench in the direction the fire's coming.
Digging a trench.
Hey, the dice gel is being used.
Okay.
But still a survival check.
So you guys are going to have to do a group survival check. You're going to get it with advantage.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Due to having a little bit of a head start.
And if I cast Burning Hands at second level, does that do anything to the check?
It could.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am going to... Okay. So I have a DC in my head now. So tell me what specifically you guys are doing.
I'm gonna help Kaiji dig a trench,
Okay.
and that's between us and the wildfire.
Okay.
And then filling it with water.
And we're going to be
Maybe.
burning everything south of that trench.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just firebolting.
Yeah. And
you two,
I can
you
do
three
a-
are burning, and you four are burning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alton can do a 15-foot cone of fire with Burning Hands.
I just have the moat.
And anything
Probably not
flammable
doing
in
a
the
lot.
area that isn't being worn or carried will catch fire.
Sounds good.
So you're probably doing the
And you're doing
best.
second level.
Yeah, since it's a warlock, it's all at second level.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. And then you two are doing the trench. Urin joins you guys and starts casting mold earth as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have a molder.
And so let's get those numbers, and let me just kind of run a couple things here. So fires, you're just doing cantrips. What are you doing?
I have the produce flame and firebolt cantrips.
Okay, so also cantrip, and you're just using your tinderbox. Okay, sounds good.
Just trying to sparkle while everything's being burned.
It's
like, oh, I finally got a
you got some
light
grass.
some dry grass.
On
throw
fire.
it, light some dry grass.
I rolled a
throw it.
22, so I
You use
I
that
am-
tinderbox well.
I am helpful.
Okay. Why don't I have him do a survival check as well? Okay. We'll do two separate ones. Group survival for the mold earth people, or the trench people, and one for the...
And as you're seeing Urin helping with the mold earth, I also say, if after you do the trench, maybe once we clear the area with fire, you make us a little hole so we can sit down and be partially underground at least, so the smoke won't kill us.
Okay.
Nice.
So, let's start with the fire people. What did you roll?
Alton got 16.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
22.
22.
10.
All right.
She's not very used to destructive acts.
Whatever. It doesn't
Okay. Sounds good.
Defamatory. It's just
And
place
then
quicker.
you
Can it
guys,
grow a
what did
little
you roll?
I got a 22.
I got 23.
Man,
You can just brighten her down.
Oh.
Could yell at it.
Yeah, I could cast
Okay.
commands and tell it to stop.
So,
That would work.
Had intelligence.
yeah.
both groups beat the DC. So, you're doing
Yes.
good. So you guys start burning the land behind you. The grasses start to catch fire quickly, and you see the wind helps push it further to the southwest. And in a very quick time, you start seeing that that area become just blackened. And the mold earth group, you guys are able to dig a pretty decent trench. I would say you're probably, just with the amount of time you have here, you're probably able to get one that's probably about I'd say 40 feet long, particularly with the help of Urin.
Mold earth is a fantastic spell.
And you're able to, with the help of you two, you're able to kind of pile the dirt up in kind of a way that kind of creates a little wall as well. So you have the trench there and the wall, and then Urin is able to form kind of a little bowl in the dirt.
How close is the fire now?
Fire is like right on top of you guys. You can see these birds that you saw earlier, huge eagles. and falcons, things of that nature, and you see insects starting to fly up all over, and the birds are chasing down these insects and devouring them, as well as other smaller birds, and sometimes you see like a rabbit or a jackalope getting clawed up from the ground and taken off by these birds of prey. So we are going to end the session there and pick up with the full beat of the fire next session. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the RollFare team. Copyright 2021 by RollFare LLC. All rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfare.com.